And the way this game works is that at the start of each game, players are going to be dealt a hand of 5 story cards, and these are going to have different prompts or situations on them, and players are going to be using these to try and create a story. But the way that all of this unfolds is at the start of the game, there's going to be a character card that gets drawn, and then whichever player is going first can use any amount of those story cards from their hand to integrate with that character in order to tell their story. Each of the cards from your hand that you're able to integrate into that story are also going to have points associated with them, and for every card that you're able to use, you're going to be keeping that card for its victory points at the end of the game. At the end of your turn, you're always going to be replacing any story cards that you played with new ones from the deck so that you're always maintaining a hand of 5 cards. Rounds continue like this, with the next player adding to your story, playing any cards from their hand, so on and so forth, until someone draws the end story card from the deck, and then it's going to be the next player's turn to end the story. The catch with this game is that throughout the story, you can actually draw additional character cards from the deck when you're going to draw more cards into your hand, and every time that happens, new characters are going to be added into the plot. Every time a player is telling a part of the story, they always do have to include every character, which means that it gets more and more difficult the more characters that get added. The other players can also object to your addition to the story during your turn if they feel like it just wasn't good enough, and there are certain rules around this. For example, if it just didn't move the story forward well enough, or if the cards you're trying to integrate just didn't have a very significant part in the story that you're trying to tell, or if the plot points that you added just didn't have that cohesion and continuity with the story so far, and you're just trying to force things in, other players might try to call you out on that as well. If enough of the players agree, then you're going to have to take all the cards that you played back into your hand, effectively losing a turn. Alternatively, if you don't think you have a good enough story, you can also pass, and if you choose to pass, then you can discard as many cards in your hand in order to swap them with new ones from the deck. Like I said, the game continues like this until someone draws that end card, and then they're going to be wrapping up the story, and then the player with the most victory points wins the game, but you can go ahead and play another story immediately after. And if you do want to check this one out, you can go ahead and find it in the description down below, and of course, follow along if you do want to get notified when this one launches.